Hello and welcome back for another meatless recipe. I'm going to show you how I made my homemade Italian style meatless meatballs. Not only do they look and taste just like the real meatballs I've had growing up, but they also are so satisfying and filling. So if you're interested in these meatless meatballs, stick around and I'll show you how I made them. I'm here to show you how well you can eat without needing meat.
Nobody knows sometimes
So I'm going to start off with the two main ingredients that I use pretty much anytime I make a red pasta sauce, which is bell pepper and onion. You can use any colored bell pepper that you'd like. For this one, I'm using a green bell pepper and a white onion. And then I'm going to get started on my meatball mix. So here I have some Panko breadcrumbs that are unseasoned. And I'm going to use 1/3 cup. And then I'm going to make my own Italian style breadcrumbs by adding in this Italian seasoning. Give that a good mix. And now I'm going to add in my meatless meat, which is Impossible meat. If you haven't had Impossible meat, beware that it is very realistic. And if you're not used to this, it may gross you out. The first couple of times I cooked with it, it was a little too real for me, but it's all plant-based, 100% vegan, and it is so good. I definitely prefer it over Beyond Meat. And I also think it just tastes a lot better, but you could use whatever you'd like. And here I'm just seasoning it how I would season real meat. So I'm using some seasoned salt, garlic powder, black pepper, some vegetarian Worcestershire sauce, and a little bit of some mushroom seasoning. But like I always say, feel free to use whatever you'd like to taste. And then I'm going to give this all a good mix. The breadcrumbs will give it a nice texture. And I'm telling you, this is really going to taste like real meatballs. Since this is all plant-based, as the binder, I'm using a flaxseed egg, and I made enough to be equivalent to just one regular egg. And I'm going to mix that all pretty well. It's going to help your meatballs stick together during the cooking process. And now we are going to start heating our oil on the stove top while I get the meatballs rolled up and ready to get cooking. In the meantime, I'm going to start heating up the onion and green pepper and a little bit of olive oil. I'm adding a little bit of sea salt to them so that they could start cooking down. And this is pretty self-explanatory, so just go ahead and roll out these meatless meatballs as big or small as you'd like. It is really crazy how much Impossible meat mimics real ground meat. It's so interesting, and I will always be amazed by it. So now that the onion and bell pepper have cooked down a little, I'm going to add the meatballs to the pan. And you want to make sure that you lay them flat on the pan so that they can brown evenly on each side. Once they start browning, go ahead and flip them over. And we're going to let that all cook down together. And now I'm going to mix it all up and get these meatballs flavored with some of this bell pepper and onion juice, and just bring it all together before pouring the sauce all over everything. So now that your meatballs are brown on each side, you're going to let them simmer in the sauce to finish fully cooking through. I lowered the heat to a nice simmer, and I'm going to let that all cook together for about 10 minutes. They really don't need too long. Now my favorite part of any meal, now that the noodles are done cooking and our meatless meatballs and sauce are finished cooking as well, we are going to plate it all and enjoy this amazing meatless meatball meal. Meatless meatball meal. I am telling you, this meal itself was so homey, and it brought me back to my childhood. It brought back so many memories. Who doesn't love meatballs as a kid, especially with some spaghetti noodles and a delicious red sauce to go along with that? And not only is it delicious, but it's filling. And that's what I really love about these meals. They're hearty, they're home cooked, and there's plenty to go around. Serve alongside a fresh salad. Have some warm garlic bread right out of the oven. And I hope you enjoy this meatless meatball recipe as much as we did. If you end up making this recipe yourself, let me know what you think, and let me know if you had to make any changes or if there's anything that you would like me to know so that I could try differently next time I make it myself. I'm always open to hearing suggestions. And I always look forward to seeing how your recipes turned out when you made them at home. So if you'd like more meatless meals, please be sure to subscribe, and I will do my best to deliver them to you weekly. Take care, thank you for watching, and I will see you again soon.